who have been working all summer in our first ever virtual Diatribe summer program. It has been a blast getting to know everybody, and I'm so excited for everyone out there in our community to also get to know everyone here today and hear their powerful words. Let's see. I think we should just dive right in and get this rolling. I am so super excited to call up this first human being. It is probably, I think it's her third time working with the Diatribe in school, and also in our summer program. Let me pull up this bio so I get it all right. All right, first up, we have Nigella. Nigella is an African-American young woman. Her name means love in a mist. She can be shy or very outspoken. There is no in between. She creates poems, stories, and analytical essays, but only for school. She chooses to advocate for mental health, racial equality, and intersectional feminism in her poems. Artists who inspire her include Maya Angelou, John Lennon, Solange Knowles, and more. The songs and books she has read motivate her to share her opinion on issues that need to change. She is currently in her last year of high school. She hopes to have the opportunity to perform with organizations that help people and women of color especially. The accomplishments she is most proud of include receiving her academic letter and having the privilege of performing in the Diatribe's 2019 Grand Showcase, along with even more talented student artists and headliners such as Rudy Francisco. She hopes this will be an uplifting experience. If you can't relate to everything, that's perfectly fine. Just sit back and please enjoy. Everyone, welcome Nigella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hi. Like Rachel said, my name's Angela McConnell. I'm a senior this year at Granville High School. I'm very excited to move on from high school to college. Even though it's an exciting process, it's very nerve-wracking as well. Because high school is very familiar. It's become like very familiar to me. But college is very unfamiliar, and not a lot of people get to experience, getting a great education. So it's exciting, but it's nerve-wracking at the same time. I'm looking at colleges here in Michigan, like U of M, but also in Illinois, like University of Chicago, and in Indiana, like Purdue. I'll be majoring in journalism, maybe minoring in creative writing and political science, maybe, or I'll double major, we'll see. So this first poem is about how I used to view myself versus how I view myself now, and it's called Metamorphosis. I used to be a simple wallflower, blending in with the rest of the greenery. They were flora and fauna while I was outside of the ecosystem. But now I am a social butterfly, except I dropped the social a while ago, so I fly around when I can. If I'm being honest, I never thought I would sprout, never thought I would break through my shell of shy and say, this is me, this is who I be. If you don't like it, you can steppity step out the door and leave for good. I've learned I don't need good people who leave bad vibes. That nasty taste in my mouth was there for a reason. Those who support you by sticking a knife in your back to help you lean forward. Those who strip you of confidence and pride. And in order to get it back, you have to steal it back. Be a thief in the night, a cloaked coward. I shouldn't have to steal what is mine. What I spent years adding on to, like the construction of a house. But now I know. I have learned. They can never huff and puff and blow that house down, because I will always be there with nothing but a toolkit and the sweat off my naturally shaped brow, ready to build it back to my personal perfection. Now, I have the actual nerve to say this is mine. I have the guts to ask, who do you think you are to take what is mine? I used to be a daisy out of place on the wall, trying to get back in the ground because that's where I belonged. Now I'm a Venus flytrap, permanently motivated to take what it wants because it deserves it. Now I know that I deserve it. I was a hungry, struggling caterpillar praying to be heard, but continuously ignored. Now I'm the butterfly I didn't know I could be, and I'm ready to try out these new wings. So don't you dare try to hold me back now, just because I'm ready to fly away. All right.
Yo.
Ooh, yes.
Thank you. So this next poem is a response to the song Thinking About You by Frank Ocean. I chose to respond to the song. I love that song. I chose to respond to it because Frank Ocean to me is a very talented and unique individual. And I just like the way he describes things in his songs. And it's like really just great. It's so great. But I will say that the way I responded to it is a little unconventional. So here we go. Or tornado flew around your room. That's funny. The same tornado visited me. Does that show our connection or the hurt that we've caused each other? It's hard to excuse the mess when I can't clean it up. I leave the room and it's there when I come back, sitting in the same place as if I never put in the sweat and grit to scrub it clean, as if I never scrubbed you clean from my memory. Your eyes don't shed tears because they never saw me. And if you're bawling, how come you never came my way? You've been thinking about me. Oh God, oh no. You've been thinking about me. That's a lie, but okay. If you've been thinking about me, I've never thought about you a day in my life. In fact, who even are you? When I think of the future, my future, I don't know if I see you in it with me, by my side. See, I can't think that far ahead when I think of you. You keep me in the present when all I want to do is move on with or without you. I know you don't like me, but you think I'm cute. I can't kick it with you if you mention someone else because all I can think about is when you called me cute. So when you call her beautiful around me, all I can think of is how dare you? Do you always waste compliments on people or did you make a special exception for me? I mean, do you think I'm special? But you've been thinking about me. Oh no, oh God, you've been thinking about me. You know how I feel about lies if you've been thinking about me. I'd have to ask, why? Yes, of course, you remember, but yet you forget how I feel or felt. You were my different, you caused new feels. So please let it grow old. Can't you see it doesn't want to stay alive? If we were in Technicolor, can we watch us fade in the black and white? The truth is, I can't think far ahead because you refuse to let me go, or I can't get rid of the thought of you. Okay.
Yes.
Woo!
Thank you.
Dang.
My mom's in the background, by the way.
Yes.
So,
Hello. Hello.
yeah. That's her.
Hey, Rachel.
That's all her. She says
Supporting
hi.
quietly. That's nice.
Yep. That's exactly what she's doing. This third poem is about how I view Black women in our country, whether I know them personally and they are people that I deeply care about, or women who I look up to and who inspire me because they are continuously using their voices to kind of talk about areas of like discussion that like Black women usually aren't included in. So whether I know them personally or not, they are teaching me, and they're teaching me to be my own individual Black woman in a way. So this is called The Immortal Black Woman. I have a theory, which is fact or fiction, depending on who you talk to. When the end of the world comes, Black women will be the sole survivors. You hear that? The straight, cisgender, white men are already throwing a fit. Call Cassidy. But it's the truth. Black women of every size, color, and identity will outlast the world. We've always said Black women are strong, independent, move through the world with unique grace. What we never discuss is the constant ridicule and pain Black women are forced to endure to claim that description. No one wants to talk about how Black girls have to use their magic to abracadabra the white supremacists away. Or how the crowns we receive from our Black male counterparts are actually fashioned from barbed wire. Everyone else pretends they're not ready to have that conversation, so Black girls are left to talk amongst themselves in the group chat. The rest of the world don't check their phones unless we call them out by name. So no matter how the world ends, Black women will stay standing. Flaming meteor, our melanin will absorb the destruction. World freezes over, not a problem. Our drip stays icy in any situation. The Ice Age had nothing on the beauty and taste of the Black female population. A natural disaster couldn't come in the vicinity of a Black woman because she has more force in her manicured pinky toe. Black women know all too well what a broken heart feels like. We all have the diverse scars to prove it. We would use our experience to help climate change learn how to be itself. Baby, you ain't gotta change. You was kind, you was smart, you was important. We would prosper on because we come this far. Y'all think the destruction of a civilization will slow us down. That's adorable. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ooh. I saw that summer prompt when the end of the world comes. I love seeing your twist on it. That was incredible. That was so good.
Thank you.
The group
Thank you.
chat. I'm just like silently screaming at the floor. That's such a good line. Oh my gosh. Everybody give it up again for Nigella.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, thank you all for being here today. I can't tell how many people are on the call yet, but yeah, everybody who is here on time, able to support, thank you for being here. You can let your friends know if they weren't able to come that they can go to our website to donate. This is usually we do our summer pop-up in person at Wusa's outside coffee shop, and we do some fundraising there. So if you have people in your circle who weren't able to make it today, you can send them a link to donate and support our students anyway. So we have next person coming up to perform. Super excited to hear them. Everybody make your respective noises for Cheyenne.
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh,
Come on, Cheyenne. Woo!
Hi, Rachel. Rachel, can you unmute?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Cheyenne.
Hi, I'm sorry I'm late. The other link really didn't link up properly, so really sorry about that.
That's all right. You know, I think that may have been my bad there, having some technical difficulties. We're glad that you are here now.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? You ready to share this
Nervous.
poem? You're
I'm
a little nervous?
Yeah.
All right, everyone in here on this Zoom call, if we can send some love, send some energy to Cheyenne. It is nerve-wracking to do this. We're all in this with you. We're all feeling it. Everyone on Facebook is here to support you. We are so excited to hear what you have to say. You got it. Which poem are you going to do?
The one about the music.
All right. Yeah, hit us with it. You're amazing. This is an amazing piece. I'm so excited to hear it.
Yeah, everyone. Like Rachel said, my name is... Thanks, Rachel. My name is Sean Compton, and this is a poem I wrote. It's called Product of My Environment. When most people see me sporting earbuds, they think, like, oh my God, she's listening to BTS. She must be like a huge fan of theirs. My response, yeah, I really don't know who or what you're talking about. Is BTS that K-pop stuff they listen to over in Korea? I really disfavor K-pop to begin with, and just because you assume someone is listening to that one thing doesn't mean that they aren't. Besides, I'm more old school. I'm not like our teen girls. Instead of obsessing over cute, harmonious boy bands like One Direction, Backstreet Boys, or even NSYNC, I favor rock music. And not just any kind of rock music, classic rock. I love old school bands from the 1960s and 70s like Aerosmith, Beatles, Queen, and Journey. I'm really a product of my own environment, not only into the music of the Woodstock era, but also the fashion. Most people of this time period wear crop tops, skinny jeans, and Vans Converse shoes. I tend to stray from the modernist crowd and go bohemian by wearing bell-bottom jeans like Hendrix's 1969 Star Spangled Banner. That sounds like a vinyl record saying Purple Haze. And band t-shirts or tie-dye that smells like John Lennon's VW bay window model microbus that screams Beatlemania. I'm a flower child from past, learning about today's way of life and getting high not by means of LSD, but by means of music, as well as getting lost in a world of psychedelics by Pink Floyd laser light shows. If you ask me to try this, you'll like it. I'll say, no thanks, man. Gotta split.
Woo! Amazing job, Cheyenne. Could not tell you were nervous at all. Fun fact about Cheyenne and myself is that we both were Freddie Mercury for Halloween last year. So we do have some musical tastes in common. I love to see people writing about their passions. So thank you for sharing that piece. As Sprout said, we do have 3 other teaching artists with me here today hosting. I wanted to call attention to these amazing individuals. We have Sprout FG, as you saw. We have G Foster, and we have Kid Kane all coming on and joining to help introduce and host today's show. As Sprout mentioned, you can make donations to our organization at www.thediatribe.com/support. We also have Venmo at the Diatribe if you want to hit us up. That way, like they said, this is usually a fundraiser. We're trying to do things differently and spend things differently with this virtual program. So we're so excited to do it this way, but sad we can't be in person. But thank you all for joining us. I see a lot of people watching on Facebook. Thank you so much. I'm going to kick it over to Kid Kane, who is going to introduce our next poet.
Peace and love. I'm so excited to be here and just super honored to be able to hear you all express today. Everybody,
Love and peace.
Yeah, thank you for that. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? I like what Sprout said. Make a respective noise for AJ.
Oh, sorry, Kid. I think I did message you, but you may not have gotten it. It looks like AJ is not on here right now. So we're gonna skip to the next person.
All right.
Do you have the bios? The list with the bios?
I do.
Awesome.
I'm super excited about this. This next poet coming up is Regina. Regina is an artist from a small rural town with every cliche to be expected. Cornfields and failing football teams are, of course, present by the main street that is less than a half mile long. Half mile long is our personal Times Square. Do not be fooled by her upbringing. She has an open mind and can be found attempting to open the minds of her community. Her work circles around mental health, modern injustices, domestic violence, and working to redefine religion in the 21st century. She eats peanut butter when she's sad, me too. Falls asleep wherever she goes, and stress bakes during exam season. On a full moon occasion, you can catch Regina at pop-ups and open mics, but be warned, the magic runs out at midnight. Everybody make some noise for Regina.
Yeah.
Hello. Can you all hear me? Yes. Okay. All right, let's get right into it. The Department of Infectious Attitudes. Caledonia is the smell of cow poop and dust from the farmer's elevator. Is the fact that we have a Bring Your Tractor to School Day at the local high school. Built on the backs of workers, this town's middle class planted their roots at the same time as the crops, but now they are being wiped out by severe outbreak of WCS. You see, white collar syndrome does not allow for a home phone or an unfinished basement. If your sixth grader does not have an iPhone X, then they won't have any friends. This disease will deeply affect a child's mental development in the sense that they will never understand why their classmates can't go on the Europe trip. Careers will no longer accept Carhartt and Levi's, only Gucci and Prada. Everyone will be shocked. If your mother works instead of gossiping on the neighborhood Facebook page, symptoms for white collar syndrome include never seeing your father, even though he lives with you, and watching your friends switch to East Kentwood one by one, if only for a sense of normalcy, is going to church every Sunday but never praying. This death sentence will guarantee a carcass of an elementary school because life here is unaffordable without a yearly income over $120,000. In Caledonia, it is considered customary to bury the memories of your neighbors into the same ground that they were ripped away from. Condescending looks will ensure you know that they know you can't afford to cry about the closing price, much less buy a small coffee for $6, because gentrification was never meant to play God. Gentrification was never meant to watch the bus drivers disappear. Was there when your teachers started working 3 jobs just to support their own family. As a student, if you don't own at least one sports car, they will not remember your graduation, and they certainly won't talk about your death outside of an email because your parents wore work clothes to conferences. This is nothing that we have not seen before. It isn't new or unheard of, so then why does this keep happening? Why won't anyone stop my home from becoming just another East Grand Rapids, a replica of Cascade? Why did they bother coming here if they just planned to change it for the better? Why is their money always more important than our equality? Thank you.
That piece is amazing, fam.
Woo!
That's an
Way to
oldie
go.
but a goodie. Oh.
Oldie but a goodie.
Oh yeah. So as you've heard, I'm from a little small town, but I've recently had the opportunity to move to Interlochen Arts Academy for creative writing. So I'm living up north now, and this campus is so beautiful and amazing, and I'm so grateful to be here right now. So this is called Hymns for the Man with God Complex, and at the time I wrote this about the Trump administration. So just let this be about whatever toxic force is in your life. Hymns for the God Complex. And the false god said, "Do not call my name when you fall. I was not built to be intimate. My existence means to perform, my existence means to make you drink up all of the hate in this world. Let its heady taste make you drunk with the lusty violence, hands too holy. How much blood will you spill for me? Make me famous again. Make me taste the saccharine chance again. Is my name not made of honey? Does it not fit like a splintered halo in your mouth? Make me great again. I want to carve your grandparents' ideals into your bones with your father's golden cross and communion wine. I want you to wreath as hatred replaces marrow. Let their outdated judgment conduct your train of thought. Let them echo and remind you of our purpose. Your sins were born as triumphant achievements, but only if you follow me. Follow me to the apple tree. Follow me to your falsified salvation. Before we met, I used to be limited, but now I am infinite. Before, you never would have let me consume you. It was said that your body is not mine to tear into, but your mind was so easy to break and your flesh so soft, your innocence was tangible. My scars will never leave the ones I managed to grasp. When you stand in the looking glass, you will only see how I used you. What will become of me once you see me? Once you actually touch my atrocities, will you turn away? Or will you blind yourself so that we can continue our unholy matrimony? Will you shoot yourself in the knees so that you can pray to me better? A blowout of lying ligaments saturated in fibber's blood. Did your mother not teach you better? Show me how faithful you are, and maybe I will take you down with me. Thank you.
Ooh.
Oh good.
Thank you. Thank you. My last piece is called To Be a Poet. And this poem is for all the artists out there who have traveled so far spiritually, emotionally, and they have just grown with their craft. And whatever you write, whatever you draw, create, sing, this poem just pays homage to that. So I hope you feel it. Thank you so much for your time today and for coming on and hearing all of us. We worked so hard for this. So enjoy, everybody. To be a poet. Today is a good day to breathe. To take in the fact that you live to your senior year. Inhale, you've fallen in love with the way that trees sway. With the way everything has a rhythm, yet you are still learning how to fall in love with yourself. Exhale. You don't know where to apply or what you're going to do. We didn't plan this far. Inhale, you have so many people who love every tally mark scar on your body. They cannot help but hope there won't be additions. Exhale. We keep falling out of love with people who taste like daydreams. Inhale. People see us. People think our creation is worth something, that our trauma is such a gift. We can only hope they understand how hard it is to relive every bad day just for a poem. Exhale, I would crucify myself if it meant somebody else could breathe better. Today is another day, but maybe tomorrow will be the right one. Just maybe tomorrow I will understand how to be unapologetically selfish, finally able to stop reopening my wounds just for display. But is this not poetry? Is this not what it is to be the poet? I do not know how to create without it meaning my downfall. Today is a good day to keep smiling after my performances. Vulnerability is a drug I will always be addicted to, because there is something about dozens of people snapping to some of your worst days that makes you feel holy, completely and undoubtedly godly. Today is a good day to keep going. Today is a good day to keep healing. Today is a good day to keep writing. Thank you so much.
Yo, that was amazing.
Woo!
You truly just spoke to my heart and to my soul. I got like a little tear welling up in my eye. Thank you so much.
Let's give it up one more time for Miss Regina, please. Give it up.
Woo!
All of y'all are my favorites, but that's one of my favorites, though. Coming up next to this microphone is also, again, even though I say everybody's my favorite, this is one of my favorites. You still my favorite, Regina. But this is for Noraya. Noraya is a well-rounded, antisocial extrovert that loves to tell her story and write about current events. Her inspirations come from a lot of things, mostly the local Black successful women. Noraya is a model, attends Union High School, a senior and AP student. She has also started the dope merch line called Sensitive Content. She feels like the stage is her destiny, and the best way to tell a story is through her voice. She has performed several places, such as the Fair Housing Center West Michigan annual event, Kendall College of Art and Design, the Steam Engine Poetry Show, Detroit MSU, and 97.3 The Beat. Everybody that is online for this virtual pop-up show, give it up for Noraya.
Yes! Going poet.
Okay, so I'm just gonna get right into it. There's no need to talk. So, yeah, okay. Black can be a race or a color. It also separates me from others. Ain't nothing wrong being Black, at least not to me, because you think that all of us have something to our hip with a capital P, but we're something that you don't want to be until you get old. And your skin begin to crack, because we all know that Black don't crack. It's crazy how society is always throwing a burden on my back. Me being Black, I have this big target on my back. You call me color like I didn't know I was 50 different shades. Do you ask me the question of, how do you attach your braids? You say you don't see color only because you want to be a part of my crew, but listen, I'm not one of you. When I'm innocent and I have a gun to my head, I don't turn red. And when are you going to be ever sick of the oppression that we go through and turn blue? So don't call me colored if you change colors too. Regardless of color, I'm going to be me. My curly hair is something that can't be tamed. I mean, how many combs do you break a week? Trying to comb my hair, you have to have a special technique. And no, my name is not African descent, so don't ask. It's like, pronounce my name right or don't say it at all. It's really not a hard task. I have to work 10 times harder than you just to get at the top position. And then when I get there, you feel like it's a big competition. We say red, white, and blue just for you to beat us Black and blue. You want to make America great again only for your campaign, When one, you can't make something great that was here before you came. Second, y'all came and raided our domain just so we could work with some lazy man, but we still rise and remain the same. The scars on my ancestors' back look like train tracks that leads us back to the plantation. So they don't understand. Okay. Say I walk into an elevator, you clutch your purse like I'm some weird unknown species from another universe, like you were here first. Well, sad to say, Christopher Columbus can't discover land that was pre-owned, 246 years of slavery, 65 years of segregation. No, 60 years of segregation, 65 years of desegregation, and you're still scared of me. Me being Black is one thing. Me being a Black woman is another. I can't be one without the other. It's like having jelly with no peanut butter or my favorite Kool-Aid with no sugar. Unarmed, carrying no weapon, but I'm still armed and dangerous because I'm Black. Oh yeah, I forgot color. You don't see that. Thank you.
Woo!
Way to crush it.
Yeah, love that piece. Love that piece.
All right, that's one of my favorites. It took me a long time to write. So this next one is called Sensitive Content. It is the brand I'm starting with. I have a shirt, the shirt Sensitive Content, and then I also have masks that will be available as well for purchase.
That
So
merch drop?
yes. So this is the first time anybody will like see it. Like this is the first time. So, you know, let me know if y'all want shirts made. I can get you those made or whatever, I guess. But okay, so this poem is called Sensitive Content. The other day, I got blocked from posting on Facebook. I was confused on why. The notification said sensitive content. Me trying to make sense of the content. His life was taken, but yet the videos are still posted. He couldn't breathe. In your mind, you're too superior to realize or recognize when a person of color is at their dying, lowest point. This poem contains sensitive content which some people may find offensive or disturbing. Like it's not offensive or disturbing to see constant TikTok videos of white folk mocking my people, constant poster videos of my people being killed. What is your definition of sensitive content? I know it's not your white supremacy. I definitely know it's not your KKK. Definitely not your identification or capitalism. It's our lynchings, our deaths, our lives. That's your sensitive content. Thank you. That's new. That's new. That's new. That's new.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yes. World premiere of
Nice.
the poem.
Where can people
Okay.
go to get that merch, those shirts and those masks?
Okay, so what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to inbox me or find me on any social medias because I actually haven't had my website made yet. This is the mustard seed process. Like this is just like the start to everything. So if you want shirts or anything, just inbox me, let me know, and then we can go from there.
What's your social media for people to get a hold of you?
Okay, so my Instagram is at Raya.25. My Facebook is Raya Snell, RYAHSNELL, not SNAIL, the insect is SNELL. And then also, yeah, that's about it. And then yeah, so just hit me up, DM me, whatever, whatnot. So this next poem is new as well. It's called Statistics. So, all right. Statistics. Now, an event or person regarded as no more than a piece of data. Just to shorten that up, I'm your average statistic. A Black girl that does poetry, her sad poetry. This society we live in is full of racism, discrimination, and implicit bias. Just like you asking me, who's your stylist? Melanin popping, sister girl hips are rocking. Our Black boys and girls keep getting shot and no one is watching. Our bodies come in so many different shapes and sizes, caskets full of blood, sweat, and tears. Me being another Black girl statistic is my fear. In this society, you can't have dreams without money. When I tell you I have a dream, you think that it's funny. Of course, it's funny in a rich man's world because it's all about those Benjamins. With this comes that alliance that everyone knows, capitalism and gentrification, but what do I know? They're just statistics, right? So we have pledged allegiance to your flag of the divided states of America and to the autocracy in which no one stands, a divided nation under whose God with no liberty. Thank you.
Woo! Man, every time Naraya, every time you blow me away. I'm so proud of you as a writer and also now like as an entrepreneur creating this merchandise.
Thank you.
That's such a powerful statement with that merchandise too, especially as a mask. Like, dang, good
Yeah.
job.
I'm excited
Thank you.
about merch. I'm so excited about merch, and thank you so much for sharing. That was really, really beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to keep on rolling. And if you may have noticed, some students are doing longer sets. Some of them are having bios read about them as we introduce them. So this year, for the second year in a row, we have a beginner course and an advanced course. And in the advanced course, it's kind of a crash course in taking your art to the next level. So those students created bios, worked on branding, and had guest speakers to teach them how to take their art to the next level, whether it was publishing or as Kid came in and talked about merchandise, and clearly Naraya ran with that, so that is awesome. So yeah, we've been focusing on trying different things with our students. So if you notice a difference there, that's where that is coming from. And this next individual coming up was also in our advanced program for the second or possibly third year. It's hard for me to keep straight now because I'm getting old. The old memory is troubled. But this next human being, you may have seen him at some of our events in the past at the Grand Showcase, is Legend. Legend is a guy who has experienced a lot in a short period of time. Just another guy ready to make life easier for someone else because he believes life was made for us to be one and not separate. So we got to do our best at helping each other along on our own personal journeys. Everyone, give it up and welcome Legend. Woo!
Yeah. Legend, you got to unmute.
I had to do a lot. Thank you. So I guess today, the poem I'll be starting with is called Pencil, and it's from the perspective of my pencil. Okay, there we go. So, hey, my name is number 2. And if you didn't already know, I'm your pencil. And I'm the pencil you don't use too much no more. I just wanted to let you know, yeah, I still got the same love for you when you first picked me up. You know, surprisingly, you've had this pencil, or you've kept me around for a really long time. And, you know, again, I just needed to express my love for you, even though there are words that I'll never really be able to speak. Just like any pen, phone, or marker, I still feel you. I actually miss you a little bit. Our tales from the seas and our tales from land afar. I know it's been a while, and we both are used to the point where we can't even erase the flaws no more. I want to take you on one more odyssey to see the truth behind what you truly believe, because my life is almost down to its metal, and the metal between what's left of my eraser and the point that I got left is very thin. In this short, still life as a pencil, just like you still on my piece. You still believe that for me to be a great pencil, I don't need an eraser. And I don't need to be sharp all the time. All of my edges don't need to be smooth. I mean, I am a hexagon. Just like you, I believe that I'm a safe haven, and I know you feel like you got one. So try not to forget I'm number 2, so you can be number 1. P.S. You often worry about people forgetting you. Try not to forget about me and all of the pencils that have helped you express your thoughts. With love, number 2.
Woo!
That's a long metaphor, man. I love every bit of it, man.
I know about my pencils, man. Dang.
So the other piece that I got is a more recent one. I've still kind of been trying to put together, but I like where it's at so far. It's called I'm Blessed. And it goes, I'm blessed. I don't know how blessed, but I know I'm blessed. I live in a world where we all start at level 1. You know, constant confusion from desk to nightstand because life does kind of feel like a game sometimes, and everyone else treats it like that. So sometimes I wonder if it actually is. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to make it to the next level. Everybody's trying to make it to level 2. So, but with that being said, what even is level 2? We've played these games for so long. Level 2 seems more like an idea than an actual place. So I question my faith. I know that I'm blessed because in every move I make, I can feel the community behind me. But that makes me human. Like where science meets spirit, inspired, or or is it motivation that keeps me in spirit? Like, how can sin live without God? Like they say, science lives without spirit. I'm asking too many questions and I'm way too tired. I'm confused, but I know that I've been given the strength to keep moving forward. Though I felt like I'm stuck on the same constant mission, reading and rereading the same verses in different religions, basically about the same people on the same mission. Either way it goes, I know that I'm blessed. My blessings come from somewhere. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't confused. But I've been blessed enough to fall in love with the unknown because, you know, life is like a never ending roller coaster with nothing but fog in front of you because you never really know what's going to happen. And if you could fall in love with that fog, you're going to have one hell of a ride.
Hotness.
Woo!
Ooh.
Amazing, amazing. Are those the only 2 you're doing, or you got another one?
Those would be the only 2 I'm doing for today.
All
But
right.
appreciate you. I'll be dropping some music soon. So I'm getting ready for that.
Yeah, leave them wanting more. That's what I always say. Amazing job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everyone, give it up for LJ one more time. Give it up for Legend. Woo!
LJ, where are you going to be dropping your music?
Everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music. And I'm going by the name Legend, LEJXND.
Awesome.
Getting ready to get for real.
Yeah. Well, we will all be keeping an eye out for that. I'm super excited to be bumping your music. Yes.
Thank you.
I loved what you said about falling in love with the fog. I think it's really easy to look at uncertainty as the enemy, versus like feeling that like community at your back and where you draw your strength from to remain resilient. I really appreciated hearing that today. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. I'll be calling up our next person. All right. Next up, we have another performer for you that I am so excited to hear today. So everybody make some noise for Alicia.
Hi, hello. My name's Alicia Piatchek, and this is my first time performing for Diatribe. So I hope you really like my poem.
You got this.
Thank you. It's called Dear Reality. Dear Reality, your touch is cold like the bodies you vacate, and burns like the fires you hold beneath our feet as we hop from one glowing coal to another. Your deception masquerades as devious dealers, selling the American dream to those who only feel alive when they sleep. How are you accepted when the only thing you do is reject? Dear Reality, why don't you write your own will so my mother doesn't have to? Why don't you create your own dreams so they too can be smothered like our ashen hearts, exhausted and withered after drumming a rhythm that drifts into deaf ears? Did God intend for hearts to shatter? Broken promises wedge themselves into the soles of my cracked feet. The pain is too much to handle. Reality, please be the one for me to lean on. But I stumble onto stained glass, and my knees buckle before an altar, praying to someone unknown to my eyes while you stand at my side ready to drag me under. The water is sour, and I cannot be baptized. Dear reality, why is life given only to suffer and slip away from our grasp? Will I still hear the patter of rain on the roof even after the storms pass? I am playing a game designed to make me lose, all while you say it wasn't about the prize at the end, but the memories we made along the way. What memories have I made except the one I envision about everyone I have ever known finding a home 6 feet under? Reality, you don't hold a candle to the sun I've created in my mind. A haven crafted to combat the horrors of yesterday, a tomorrow dancing at my fingertips. Reality, this time I'll make you wait. Uncertainty and fear, loss and rejection, it will break and batter your bones. Exhaustion will consume you whole. Maybe I can get a good night's sleep. Maybe I can finish everything I started. Maybe I will find some sense of closure. But maybe not. Maybe the way through is not around. Is there any triumph within the pain of another? Reality, you leave scars in your wake, but I find art in the ugliest of places. Reality, you can take away our bodies, but memories are carried like seeds in the wind and bloom in the hearts of the forsaken. Signed with love and forgiveness, me. Thank you.
Find art in the ugliest places.
Woo!
What?
That's wild.
That's a hot line, fam.
Dang. That delivery though, I felt that.
Thank you.
I'm feeling a little emotional after hearing that. Thank you so much for sharing. I
Thank
never
you
actually
so
got the
much.
opportunity to hear your work, so I'm really honored and feeling feelings regarding what you just shared with us. So thank you so much. Everybody give it up again for Alicia.
Thank you.
Everyone can follow us on Instagram at the Diatribe. Well, it's at the _Diatribe. You can also subscribe to the newsletter at thediatribe.org and send us some cash if you want to support us in any kind of way at the Diatribe on Venmo. Next up, we have a published author, which is extremely exciting. Wait, am I tripping? Is he here? Is Daniel here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
okay.
here. Yeah.
All right. Looks like we got.
He took off the shade so you can't see him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there Daniel is.
All right. Well, everybody, go ahead and give it up for Daniel. Who'll be sharing 3 pieces with us today.
Hey kids, how's it going? I'm not actually a human being. I'm a pair of sunglasses. You know, it's pretty fun. Anyways, my brain is blanking out. Here's some fun facts about me. I've been through some shit, nothing crazy. Standard headaches, heartache, PTSD possessed me when I was 12, and anxiety has been trying and failing to kill me for the most part. So, because of that, I wrote a poem about a special someone or something that's somewhat of a common theme throughout all of that. Where's a good place to stand? Good enough. A toast to a worthy enemy. Reason number 1, I tend to feel envy. Tell me, the fuck's the point in fighting if there ain't the curse of a shadow me, an ugly brother who makes a habit of choking breeze, energy just so strong, wrong to foil, not aluminum enough to make your skin numb and boil, toil, trouble, bubble, fumbling, troubled, humbled, a sparring match which is laid between friends when not hidden or forbidden, couldn't rid the world of you, truthfully, or truly there's nowhere left to go without you, truthfully, my bloody brother, westward motherfucker, you beat the stutter from my lips and taught me clips by cracked whips, and kept attempts to keep it spicy, so no, I don't raise this glass lightly. Peace to you, a worthy enemy, and a peace to prove the peace retrieved and release. Post-retreat reprieve for when we leave each other's company. Heads held high from the effort, because what's worse, loss or life without an enemy. Endeavor, anything to crawl for, brawl for, ball for, and call back mom and pops to tell them what you're headed towards. And besides, it's all thanks to you that up ahead is just a rough road full of pretty views.
Woo! Yeah.
Cool for me.
Yeah.
Cool for me. Ooh.
All right. Welcome to self-promotion o'clock. Anyways, so hi, I wrote a book. It's called The Fume of Fresh Ash, and this is a segment of it that I sort of rewrote, remixed, whatever you want to call it. It's my flawed masterpiece. It's available on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and other places I can't currently remember. But I think the best selling point is sort of the villains. This is just kind of introduction to that, a bit of an introduction to him. I hope you enjoy. Can a jet black soul repent with ruby eyes defined by scarlet gold, born again, bleached beneath a dry moon with few hopes and soul saved? The fire behind his eyes says no. It's restless, unspent, awake under pitch skies, flowing ink for a shaken dreamer, dancing pale beside the moonlight, sipping ale in such pleasantries, waiting for the next pitiful customer. This bar serves ailment and metallic booze and a chaser called gilded stupor, as we sway away with the weak breeze, and in just a flash we're at rusted blades crusted red, hellraiser human porcupines, people panic on piles. They last a while like luck-drunk doves and still get shot down and gracefully fall to a hazy rainy fantasy, chugging sorrows in a corner store, wine tasting went wrong with red run water, a raging, ravishing sight for a sickened psycho, the lip-licking beast in moonlit flesh, tasting only the finest such a place has to offer, stumbling over a scarlet sea and tripping on a soaking splintery mop, falling together into a puddle, laughing as the hallucination begins to fade. The headache sets in. Rolling over is a sting, doors break down, bullets fly, partners skewered by broken handles, twisted, contorted, and thrown for distraction. His jaw unhinges, consuming handfuls of mangled flesh, laughing, introducing cold steel to the second man's head. Beneath the eyes, or between the eyes, a river forms. The body hits the floor to meet his brother, he coddles a wounded shoulder, and he keeps the plot moving forwards.
Good job. Good job.
Woo!
Real quick, we didn't get a chance. There was like a little mishap in the communication. Daniel does have a bio. His bio is Daniel is a writer and thinker with fresh eyes and an old soul. His poems are universes, all on their own, each crafted with both a perceptiveness and vocabulary beyond his years. Daniel released his first book, The Fume of Fresh Ash, this past January, and is currently working on his second. So one more time, give it up for Daniel.
Woo!
And now this is a piece from the newest project. They call it Rose World. It's the 13th piece of the first act, let's call it. And let's get right into it. I've been chasing colors since the nighttime, waiting for the sublime feeling of falling asleep. I'm on my knees praying I can stop playing the shame game, just me, myself, and I to blame. It hurts that you still know me the best. The thought of you is restless, such a pest, draining all of life's zest. Don't hold me, I'm lonely. I thought I wanted to take your place, but that's just a was. Sorry. I can't pick up the pace. My slow crawl is falling words up and down the wall as they call to me, whisper and scream. My place was beside you, and so you came back to paint my sky black. I'm bogged down and cold, so I know the fog will take me. Look, it's always cold when life's rainy, draped in thin cotton, left alone to that pitter-patter, failing to shatter past pain. Call it a run of bad luck. Wrong place, wrong time, neither makes to right, nothing bright, trapped in a palette of deep grays and muddled and slushy. It's all too much these days, my sight's endless. I stay restless, wasted, weary, nothing else for me to be. The man in the mirror is the worst to see. I'm falling, trapeze, no net. I'll die along the way, I bet, as long as I keep going. Fast as a car wreck, I'll boil like anybody else, toil in turmoil, drowned in oil, gasoline, my lifeline. What could it mean? Spelling it out. FIRE, consume me. And the worst part is, you've only been gone a few weeks. Left me on my knees, familiar pains reached me by the train tracks, waiting for the rain to slow down or drown out the drums under my flesh. Steam and bullet shells remind me of how far life is removed from hell. Meanwhile, I'm still here, a hack, son of dust and dirt, living with hurt and nosy blood spurts. It doesn't taste the same the third time. I feel like grime or like I'm gonna be chasing rabbits in the top hats. My crazy talk and sputtered disbelief meets me. Weak as I walk, I'm scared. I don't know if I'll ever be the same or if I'd want to be. Even God stringing me along, it seems. Haven't I heard that song? Haven't I heard that song before? Tastes like the times you left me on the floor, begging to stop our war. I saw blood in your lips, and I knew you wanted more. Gave me black lung, vivid dreams of guns, and every moment like this is wasted as I scream at you, my void, the void of responsibility, perks of being dead, I suppose. It's from beyond you fill me with dread. How can I get this out of me? It's tiring, always tugging at the wiring of forced rebirth. Another failed system reboot. The parts of me you failed to abort are the ones that'll bring me through, but life is a low lighter, shoved between a box and a wall and a fryer by the corpse of a spider, make it so my hopes aren't much wider than raindrops. My mind is about to pop. I'm scared. You're always in my hair. Nothing can compare to hearing that my future isn't bleak. It gets worse before it gets better, but what if I'm too weak and I pass to a passionate blast in less than a week? I'll never know because there's no preview to the show. See, as time blows me to tomorrow with stale breeze surrounding me, all I can really do is wait, at least until something else goes wrong. Yeah. That's that. I have a Twitter now. Just my name, DANIELLAMBY, the number 1. And that's where I plan on posting when something like a project comes out like this, or when I finally get around to making shirts, because I've been tinkering with that idea. But yeah, have a good one, everybody.
Everybody give it up for Daniel one more time. Thank you so much for sharing. Please check out his Twitter and all his information and support the work. We will be looking forward to the merch.
All right. Coming up next to this microphone, I'm excited to hear this this new voice. It is Angela. Angela, are you ready?
I am. Hello, everyone. It's been so long. Yeah. So I'm trying to read only new poems, so we'll see how this goes. The first one is, well, it's untitled, but yeah. They called me a cockroach. They being undefined person of the past, a person who used to mean long car rides and late nights. They said I was the problem, never good enough, never quite who they wanted me to be. They meant it as a term of endearment, as they created shadows and expected me to live on scraps in the alleyways. Cockroaches can survive anything, and how true that's become, as I stand with multiple legs and hard-shell wings, running and flying to every destination. A cockroach can run up to speeds that would be equivalent to 200 miles per hour if human size. Run from point A to Z. They can live a week without their head, meaning their heart is a drum set beating under that shell, impossible to smash. Cockroaches can hold their breath for 40 minutes underwater and can live a week and can only live a week without it, making water a source of sanctuary, of healing. We can survive a month without food, not even scraps. In my journey, I'm now realizing the feast past the leftovers, my true potential and purpose. Now I'm flying from destination to destination, soaking in the water from each location, heart beating even more sporadically and embracing genuinely. The thing about cockroaches, they are strong and can survive anything. I guess that's why you gave me that nickname. That's the first piece.
Woo!
We love good science facts.
The new pieces I'm trying to write are like more like journey pieces and looking towards the future and purpose. So this next piece is a letter to my 15-year-old self. But looking towards like the future. Dear Angel Girl 7690, a letter to my 15-year-old self / MySpace account. Be you to full. Be you to fullest extent. Stay genuine. Feel all of your emotions. You are permitted. Allow wounds to scab, healing to happen, permeate protection for your soul to prosper. You are beyond magical. worthy and deserving of love. Keep being sporadic heart song pulsating through beats headphones, reaching wavelength and frequency beyond human eardrums. MySpace allows you to curate your collection, allows you to create your own Spotify playlist. Embrace your blurry profile pic. It stays as you were meant, uncaptured, unfiltered. Your presence is unwrapped on every holiday and birthday, and just because it's beyond Christmas morning when we still believed in Santa Claus. Stay bold, eat the cookies, drink the almond milk. Don't let anyone contain your confidence. As they laugh at you, hold out your heart. Watch as their insecurities melt into tears. Be kind, but with limits and boundaries. Continue to conquer and conquest. Stride towards your purpose while cultivating your space and educating others. You allow what energy you want in. Manifest your journey with the ones who complement your magnetic vibrations. There will be a time when MySpace is replaced with facade, with filtered image and social pressure to maintain, no longer emulating you. Dear Angel Girl 7690, when that happens, you must step away, delete, block, keep yourself. Remember my young adult 15-year-old self. I love you. You are loved. Let love in. Let love win. Thank you.
Woo! Amazing job, Angela, as always. This year, we had another first as well. In our virtual program, we actually opened it up to a couple of adults. So Angela was one of our adult students this year, someone who's been a part of the community for a long time. I always love to hear your words. She also helped us submit our very first ever National Endowment for the Arts grant this week. So we have much to thank her for in addition to her words, but thank you so much for sharing your incredible voice today, Angela. Always amazing to hear from you. We have a few students left today, so if you're just tuning in, you are not too late. There's tons of incredible work to come. This next human being I would like to call up is Ashley. Ashley is a 9th grader at Godwin Heights High School. A passionate poet and speaker, their writing explores ideas about mental health and the LGBTQ plus community. In addition to writing, they love to draw and play with their puppy, King. Everyone, give it up for Ashley. Woo! Hit them with it.
Go in.
Before we start, if anyone wants to see like more poems or like drawings that I do, my Instagram is dumb_art_14. I'll put that in the chat later if you want.
Yeah, plug that stuff.
So this is my experience. This is my experience coming out of a horrible place called a closet. Now, once you're out of the closet, you're suddenly bombarded with either hate or love. My family gave me hate, but my friends gave me love. Anyways, I hope you can relate to a part of this. Bisexual, transgender, non-binary, and gay. Why does everyone say it's just a phase? Guess what? It isn't a phase. Is straight normal? This human is informal. Liking the same gender is abnormal. I have to hide the person I love because if we hold hands, people will look at us as if we had a...
Oh, you muted yourself there, Ashley. I think the puppy did it.
Don't worry, my relationship will kill you. Now all the fun and games are done. One by one, they hate us all. Wow, America, what a great fall. You failed us all. I told my mother, she made me tell my father. They said it was just a phase. Phase being all get over it, but for them, it never really took. Now I'm getting really ticked. Why are they being so strict? Why can't their daughter be perfect? Now I'm crying, sick of lying, tired of trying. People are dying. Every day, people commit suicide because their parents never really tried to find the real reason why they really died. Now they're up in heaven protecting anyone that felt the same because they're the ones praying every day that society will bring back their sanity and humanity can be in unity together. So,
yes.
So, anxiety hit me hard, man. The whole panic attack thing, yeah, I'm getting kind of sick of it. But the difference between day and night is absolutely crazy. I don't feel the need to get up anymore because every time I walk out that door, you're in the living room staring me down, acting like a good parent. But in reality, before you even say hi, you always criticize my clothes, looks, habits. The time ticks. I'm just never enough for you. Oh, she's finally at her cage. What's wrong with your clothes? You're going out like that? So yes, I stay in my bedroom too often, but it's the only place I feel safe. To put it in perspective, imagine a little area in your house with only one bed and a phone. Your child feels more safe in there than it ever did with you. I don't feel the need to eat. I don't feel the need to eat. Some days I eat too much. Others, the least I do is drink water. There's always nothing to eat for you. You're too skinny. You're gonna keep eating. I don't feel the need to go outside. I get too bored or too tired. Nobody takes me anywhere anymore. You're always bored. You talk too much. You need to sit down again. So sorry if I cancel any plans. I'm just worried you'll get tired of me. I don't feel the need to be sad. No one ever noticed my smile, right? Get out of bed, eat, then smile. Be normal and no one would care. You're too happy. You seem sad. Anyways, this is what happened to me. I'm sorry, I'll put a smile on again. Did I make you sad by being too depressing? Do you need assistance in feeling better because you clearly don't care that I'm sad? So I'll try to make you feel happy. I feel the need to love because that's all I have at this point. I feel the need to live past 18 because after that I can be happy and not feel like a puppet, my parents being the puppeteer. I feel the need to help others because if they're not sad, then at least I did something good. I feel the need to live for others' happiness because if I'm gone, they'll have no one. As the time goes by and the clock ticks away, the sun dims down, it's 12 a.m. I'm happy when I see the clock show midnight because it's a new day, a fresh start to be happy and live. I'm happy when I see the clock show midnight because it's the only time I get to be myself. While everyone is sleeping, I can do whatever I want without judgment. I'm happy when I see the clock show midnight because it shows I made it another day. It shows how strong I am to push through. Today, the battle I would choose is to fight for myself.
Yes.
Amen.
So, I know all of you guys have gone through this horrible thing called school, where you're supposed to learn or whatever. Well, let me tell you what school really means. 7 cruel hours of our lives. I always wonder what's the point of school. I think it's supposed to teach me to be a better person, but I don't even know what to do in the real world. To put it simple, let me teach you about our school education. I don't know how to pay taxes or how to get a job, but at least I know the value of X. I don't know how to dress without asking for it, but at least I know how to hide from an active shooter. I don't know how to sign up for college or how to save money. I apparently need to save, but at least I know the first president of America. I don't know how to buy feminine products without getting embarrassed, but at least I know that I can read 300 words per minute. I don't know how to drive or how to cook a good meal, but at least I know how to write a 5-page essays on turtles in South Asia. I don't know, I can't get free medical care, but at least I know that if I'm throwing up in the nurse will give me a pack of ice and send me back to class. There are days I don't want to get out of bed, but at least I know what the cycle of life revolves around. Birth, survive, you get useless knowledge stuck up in your brain till you cry and give up on life. You get a job, you get stuck in a job you hate, you go to therapy, it turns out the therapist needs a therapist, then you live the rest of your life in retirement till you slowly die. But hey, at least I know the value of X.
Woo!
Yes.
Dang. Teaching a clinic. Yes.
That was awesome.
Yes. That was amazing.
Yes. Love it. Yeah, let's teach some real world skills in school. That would be very nice. I would have also liked to have known how to apply to colleges and stuff like that from my school. That would have been a great tool to have in the future. Give it up one more time for Ashley in your respective manners. All right, next up, another student. Everybody make some noise for Colleen.
Kelly.
Hi, everybody. Can everyone hear me okay? I have a new setup. We're good?
It looks great.
Cool.
Yeah.
As long as you can hear me. Hi, I'm Colleen. I'm from Muskegon. I'm so honored to be with all of you today. And I've got 2 poems to share with you. The first one I'm just going to jump into. This is Pandemic Blues. When I say we've all got the blues, I mean I drove to 3 stores and they were all out of sympathy cards. Plastic displays of wrinkled envelopes and shiny dividers that read sympathy, sympathy, loss of a loved one, all gone. They don't make cards for the end of the world, so we send sorrow. We are Picasso and this is our blue period. Pretty blues are not allowed. No ocean eyes, no lightning strike on a pop can, no Levi's, no Joe Iconis dye my hair blues, no. We've got blues like muddy waters running deep. You'll find us at the bottom of the lake, center of the flame. Our blues are unreachable, like it'll be too late by the time you get to us. We've got blues like robin eggs in a careful nest. We can feel the warmth of on the other side calling us to break through into the sun. Under that same sun, we watched George Floyd stop breathing, his face turning blue beneath black skin. That day, I went home and washed my fingers to elbows with Blue Dawn, and for just a moment, it felt like washing blood off my hands. When I say we've all got the blues, I don't mean we've all got rhythm, but I do mean we've all got pace. Do you feel this bass line, this beat in your belly? It was written for us, for times like these when you need heaven or the blue sky to hear you. On these rain-slick streets, the air pulsing with blue police light, we don't just have the blues, we are reclaiming them. We are painting red lines blue, statues at our feet under signs held high. And oh, we've got a bad case of the haven't been arrested yet blues. I call those Vegas blues. We call you Blue Man Group. We overpaid for these tickets and we're overpaying for you. We are not done yet. We are the blue horizon before the sun rises. Teeth bared behind blue masks. We are the broken blues, the black and blue, the perfect bruise, the beaten down in hospital scrubs, calling code blues. We are every sympathy card returned to sender, writing, surrender? We don't know her. Signed, the red, white, and blues. Thank you.
Woo! Dang. Man. Yes.
I don't know about y'all, but
Colleen.
I'm really down lately. In case you can't tell, I think we all are just pretty fed up. So if you are, that was for you. This next poem is the first poem I've ever written for my husband. We've been married for a year, but we've been together for 10. So I don't know why I haven't written him something before, but this just seemed like the right time. This is called Weightless. When preserving a butterfly, there comes a step where you have to hold your specimen by the body and force a pin through the middle directly between the wings. It's the first pin you place. When my husband tells me he wants to talk to his doctor about weight loss surgery, I feel that metal, cold and unforgiving, pierce through my chest, my lungs, now butterfly wings frozen stiff, for display purposes only. The only other moment in my life I can pinpoint at the center of a butterfly and cold steel Venn diagram is 1998, my grandmother's kitchen, watching her rinse raspberries and separate them into piles based on standards only she knew. Methodical and ruthless, her juice-stained fingers fluttered through the pile, and when she got to the bottom, the final layer of berries all went in the trash. No inspection. When I asked why, she said, if they sank all the way down there, they can't be any good. And I learned that someone can throw you away not for being bad, but for being heaviest. Fear bubbles up through my bones like Verner's in the soul, in sickness and in health, but I didn't prepare for this because if there's less of you, where will all my love go? If there's less of you, will you melt it down with the rest of you? Forge it into new, smaller loves than ours? Will you get small enough to carry my crowded shoulders, making room for the crumb of you? I would carry every pound, whatever you'll give me, whatever is left. I am grateful for your gravity. Like Atlas unburdened, I don't want to carry the world, I just want to care for you. Taking pre-op photos of my husband, I look at him and all he is. We talk about eternalism, the theory of time, and how it's all happening at once. I don't call this before, and I won't call it after. It's just now. Like when we drove to Peoria to meet the Sloths, a road trip, this moment frozen in time like amber, driving through flooded cities. We passed the Watsika Theater with the windows down, my right arm catch and releases waves of wind, fingers stretched. My hand forms a single wing, carving a path through the air, weightless. Thank you.
Woo! All right, Colleen, amazing, amazing job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much for sharing. Everybody give it up for Nayara.
Nayara, yeah, give it up for Nayara, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Nayara Camiga, and I'm in my 8th year of school. And throughout my years of school, I've kind of seen that some of the schooling is unfair in a sense. It's not really this certain teachers. It's more of this chain that we've created. This is my poem called Dear Teacher.
Hey, Naya, I'm so sorry to interrupt
Dear
you.
teacher.
Nayara, you're cutting out a little bit.
Did your teachers teach you the same thing as teaching me?
Nayara?
I get it. You say we have to learn everything. But poverty and equality isn't part of everything. It's really nice for you to get it, but
I'm not sure. Did we lose her?
I am not sure. Let me look and see. We may have. It looked like there was some connection issues happening there.
So maybe we can go to the next person and circle back around to her.
Let's do that. Thank you, kid.
All right, let's see who we have next up on the list. 1 second here.
Next up on the list, we have Willow. Hello, Willow. Are you ready to perform?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think so.
Everybody give it up for Willow.
Woo, 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 woo. Come on, Willow.
Hi, my name is Willow. I'm 11, and I'm pretty sure I'm the youngest here. I'm a little scared. So today I'm going to be performing my poem, The Third Eye. Are you in pain like me? Do your lungs feel tight? Do you know what the third eye is? Do you lay on the floor looking at yourself through a mirror, wondering what to do with yourself? That's the third eye. You see, we have 2 eyes to see the world, but we have one more inside your mind that sees through my disguises to my thoughts. The third eye looks at my mind as if it's a map it cannot understand. I make so-called friends who end up treating me for fame. They lock my beautiful blackbird in a cage, and you think I am not strong enough to escape? I was friendless yet again. I refused to talk. I made friends with the poor in an interesting way. Being pushed onto the cold stone felt familiar. It was just like me, empty. No, I'm not empty. I'm full of thoughts, so-called wonders. Will I recover? I will never know. But every night, the third eye comes out, listing up all my secrets, and then turns the lights out. At night, you can hear the third eye. Is it As it's done listing off, it screams, "You cannot wake up." When you are your own third eye.
Woo! Amazing job, Willow. Thank you.
Yes. Oh!
Woo! Yes, you are, I think, the youngest person in our program right now, but that doesn't mean much when it comes to the talent that you bring to the table. And we know that starting just this young means you're going to go that much further. So we hope to work with you again in the future, Willow. It has been an absolute pleasure. So thank you so much. So we had a couple little technical difficulties here. We apologize for that. But let's see if we can come back to this human being, because I don't want you to miss a single word that she has to say. Everyone, once again, give it up for Nyara.
Is it good? It's good now?
It looks great. Yeah.
Good. So my name is Nyara. I'm going on my 8th year of school. And throughout my years of schooling, I've kind of learned that we've created this chain. And so this is my poem called Dear Teacher. Dear Teacher, is the school system failing you, or is it just me? Did your teachers teach you the same thing you're teaching me? I get it. You say we have to learn everything, but poverty and equality isn't part of everything. It's really nice for you to get a book so that every day of February we can learn about one famous Black person. You know you can buy that book anytime, right? Black people still exist January through December. When I ask you why we're learning this, you say it's the curriculum. But it's 2020, and we still don't learn enough about the LGBTQ plus community. It's like we can't teach about anything else if it's not the assigned month. There are so many more people in the LGBTQ plus community. I want to learn about actors, singers, dancers, poets. All a kid in your classroom needs is to hear you talk more about people like them. Some kids, whether they're out or not, just want to learn about more people in their community. White people and Black people to this day are still seen as enemies. I'm not saying you're racist, I'm just asking you a simple question. How do you think a Black student feels when you only teach them about Black people 1 month of the year? To some teachers, this question never crosses their mind. To some, their first response is, we teach them about slavery. Dear teacher, if the curriculum can be changed, why are we allowing future generations to learn the same thing? Thank you.
Woo!
Wow, wow.
That's awesome.
Yo, give it up for them one more time. That was amazing. I'm glad we got the technical difficulties handled. And then coming up next to this microphone, we have Nisi. And I have Nisi's bio right here. It says that Nisi is a dynamic Latinx poet from the southeast side of Grand Rapids who stands with the ones pushing the change and progress. Her work explores identity, family, and pride. She is an artist looking for the right words to explain her pieces. Now a 2020 graduate, she chooses to continue her studies, spend time watching every anime possible, and love her family and friends. Nisi hopes that many people will continue to support her as well as inspire her work. Everybody, give it up for Nisi.
My name is Anais Baizan, but you can just call me Nisi. So my first poem is about most of my friendships, for whatever reason, in school started off with hate. Like, I think I just gave them a bad impression or something. And so over time, like we began to, I guess, talk more. I'm talking about specifically my poem influenced by a boy who gave me his Sailor Moon manga. And I went home that day thinking, I made a friend today. He went home thinking, why did I give that to her? So this is my first poem. It's called A Note to You. What would I do if you choose to leave me today? My brain explores any possibility to come to the final conclusion. There is an empty slate. The mind's eye reminisces, searching for memories, preferably ones filled with your smile. Joy indulged in pure fits of laughter, now washed away in sorrow. Rusty pipes of teardrops threatening to burst through while you lie there unconscious, unaware of the grief that engulfs my being. But this time the pipes would flood. This time people would mistake me for a puddle, leaving their coats down, never knowing how deep my heart it goes. Love that once rekindled, rejuvenated the way through our rigorous friendship would gleam no more. That lantern reserved by your name will forever be lit, but all that life I stowed away will forever illuminate the forgotten name, unforgotten to the ones who care. You are much more than what you can visualize. The mirror cannot hold what is unseen, for it is limited to the rim, the ripple of edges. You provide much more than the disguise of what's socially accepted in life. You are you, and that is what's loved so deeply. You are what has made me relinquish my harmony and my dissonance, because knowing that you are so organic is a sign I can be me completely. Every day I am alive is a day I choose to love you. Hey, tell me, what do you think will become of me once you've gone? How can I even begin to think of going on without you? A tattoo inside the brain and an imprint inside the heart. Yeah. Him and I are really close friends now. But we had our, ups and downs at the beginning of it. But my second poem is actually influenced by my biological mother, and how she had a really hard time and struggled taking care of my brother and I, and how her actions later then affected me in life. So this one's titled With Her. Dear mommy, mom, mother, mama, all of the ways you say birth giver, where do I start? How can I deliver something so long overdue? I hope wherever you are, this poem reaches you. That cabinet left behind, thrown out with the side of motherly instincts, organizing itself in numerical order of all the years you missed. Spent the last 9 years waiting for you to finally choose me, choose us. The past 5 to forget, this year alone to accept that your actions are not who I am, but I still look in the mirror to find that I inherited you. My therapist reminds me it was your choice to give us up. My therapist conveys the message it was not my fault, but your lashes from long ago still leave a deep wound in my heart. That scar molding over it grows heavy with nostalgia, taken back to the days filled with your embrace. I can still hear the whispers of your voice into my ears. I have grown loyal against my will. Tell me, where does your loyalty stand? Did you lose it at the end of the bottle, dancing, lost in the rhythm of your own feet, powered by your desire to be selfish? Did you leave it at home with the 3 of us? The 4th, I will never witness her laughter, her smile, and the way she behaves. She will never know me as a big sister, only a girl said to be. Tell me, was it worth it? You. How can I begin to heal when you strip me of my trust? The first 2 people who are meant to stay until the end, so I ask yet again, where was your loyalty? If you had wanted and loved us so much, why didn't you fight? 2 out of 4 is still a failing grade. You sit there wondering why your score doesn't amount to any sign of affection. But how can I, when the one time needed in all my life for you to stay, reciprocate any sort of emotion, has drifted away with any empathy, counting all the years, one after another? Sent, out delivers something you never felt was needed. Grant you the closing I never received. My final poem is about a good friend of mine. We became very close. Specifically, in summer of my 7th grade year, my grandparents went to Mexico, and I fell into a some sort of really bad depression. And mind you, just keep in mind this poem, just keep in mind that it was both literally and metaphorically. Okay. This one's titled 2 p.m. Closet Time. Now the world wisps away, Changing one after another, days pass through, pushing the door, revolving time. Slips by in an attempt to resuscitate the past. It hovers, looms over towards the next. Here I stay with the clothes you have grown far too big for. All that cluttered mess lays around the abyss, sea of clothes all stacked. Do you know how long it took for you to leave me? She lies here, parting the sea, reliving whether it be the night's ever-growing battle against what cannot be seen. She was the nominee in the game that was selected, announced only after she left. The you now interjects. Hair tied back, chest jutted out, clear the words that tumble out. The jar of unsaid phrases had no intention of being silenced any longer. In a complex, contradictory way, you are good to me for a place that I came to in a field of numbness. Lying up at the shadows from the radio glow, that small bump laying myself over the piece of wood that stood out, stabbing into my back. Those endless nights, or mornings even, time was a construct that was never known until I lifted that curtain. Driving myself to stand up, time and time again, falling to the ground, believing I was bound, drowning in my own lowering worth, it reached the point of no return. Though, to be honest, the thought did make my stomach churn. Unsure of how to process it, but steady, it fell through. I began to invest time in myself rather than my loneliness. Do you know how hard it was to understand that your being there wasn't a part of who I'd hoped to be? To invest my time in a different part of my life. And the closet said, we bonded together, you and I. I've seen parts of you people cower away from. Now you're here for what? To collect all the secrets you've spilled. The only things left behind were the pool of tears and empty songs. The way your body plastered into the ground, ripped apart by the seams. That vacant emptiness in your life will always beam in what you thought was gone. That question of who you were doesn't matter when you're lying with me. Then, silence. That hollow melody that once drew you in, slumped over and pulled you close, held her like a lover, maybe an impressionist, filled with false romanticization, affected her in a different way this day. She chuckled, glanced around. Thank you for providing me something that was a flawed perception of what expectations were always drawn out to seem like reality. Now I cast you away, knowing my old past filled with self-doubt, stuffed to the brim, now beaming with pride, sprout from a new perspective. If you're needed, I'll be back. Thank you and goodbye.
Woo!
Yes.
Woo!
Awesome.
Oh.
Awesome.
If you want to follow me on Instagram, just my first name, my last name, Anais Baizan. And then I have also an art account as well. It's called Nessie Comics. I don't know. I want to make a comic soon, so.
Yes. I was thinking, listening to you, that you'd be great at like writing prose and like comic kind of narrative. That would be, oh, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. So it looks like that is all of our performers for today. I want to say thank you to each and every person who participated in our summer program, who is here today, who read today, who shared their heart and soul. For those of you on Facebook and out there listening and watching, thank you for being here, for supporting these incredible young people and the adults that joined our program this year. Every single one of you really touched me personally in a unique way. Seeing your vulnerability, seeing your talent, seeing all that you have to offer has truly been incredible. I'm gonna miss you all. It was our first time doing this virtually. We hope to see you again in the future. Obviously, in person would be ideal. 2020 has been wild, but we're rolling with it. So yeah, stay in contact with the Diatribe. Stay on top of what we're doing. If you want to sign up for those newsletters, go to our website, thediatribe.org. You can subscribe to our newsletters to stay on top of what we're doing. We're enrolling some brand new digital content that hopefully teachers across the country can use to teach their young people. It's rooted in mental health awareness. We'll be creating more units like that as well. If you want to support these amazing young people and the programming that we do, like we said, you can donate to us on Venmo at the-diatribe. You can donate on our website as well, thediatribe.org/support. Thank you all so much for being here. Again, thank you, incredible students and young people. You remind me every day why it is I love my job. So thank you for making this life, this world a better place. 2020 is bleak, but you all show us that the future is going to be incredible. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You're all amazing. We hope everyone tuning in has enjoyed. Make sure you follow the students who shared their information and follow us to stay on top of what we're doing. Thank you all.
Peace and love.
Love and peace.
Love and peace.
Love and peace.
Love y'all. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Love you guys.
I love you all so much. I'm so
Thank
excited
you.
for the other young
Love
people.
y'all.
Bye, guys.
Hit me up for those shirts.
Absolutely.